I knew that Mr. Sullivan was going to be plenty sore with me for causing such a fuss at the Raven Room, but it was worth it. The next day I decided to avoid the office and give him a chance to cool down, while I headed off to Sunnyvale instead. Now that I had all three of his magic trinkets in hand, I was eager to see what Mr. Penske would do with them. Unfortunately, I never got the chance.
Where's Mr. Penske?
I'm sorry, who is it that you're looking for?
Mr. Penske?
I'm sorry, there's no one named Penske here.
But he was just in here yesterday. You were there, I saw you.
You must be mistaken, sir. This room has been unoccupied for some time. Are you sure you have the right place?
But that's impossible. He was just here. I saw it.
Sir! Are you all right, sir? You seem a little flushed. Perhaps I can find something to calm your nerves.
No. No, thanks. I'll be just fine.
My leads grew cold as the coming winter. I was still at a loss to explain Walter Penske's sudden disappearance, but at least the nightmares had stopped. Now I simply drifted in and out of a dreamless sleep. I lost all track of time, the result of too many restless nights that left me with little energy to uncover the secrets of the Brotherhood of Thule. How they were linked to the Torso Killer, I wasn't sure. 8 victims down, 1 to go, if this guy really was following the prophecy of the ritual. And afterwards, God only knows what might happen. Like the calm before the storm, I sensed that something big was waiting to happen. And somehow, I would be in the center of it all. Maybe this Madame Cassandra can explain to me what's been going on.
Dear Mr. Pearson, Walter Penske has asked me to contact you on a matter of utmost importance. He believes that you are in great danger, and that I may be able to provide you with assistance in your hour of need. Please come to my home as quickly as possible. I await you. Cassandra Rollins.
Madame Cassandra awaits you.
Something weighs heavy on your heart. What is it that is troubling you? Ow! Oh, your aura has been branded.
What?
Oh, your spirit. It carries a very dark cloud.
Ma'am, I'm not following any of your Swami act. Can you speak to me in plain English? How about we start with why you sent me this?
Why? You must be the young man from the COI.
That's right, ma'am. I'm Jim Pearson. Now, Madam
You're
Cassandra?
among friends now, Jim, please. My name is Cassie. Oh, Dottie! Dottie! Oh, hello, Dottie. Could you please bring Mr. Pearson and I a cup of tea?
Yes, madam.
This, Madame Cassandra bit, it's just for my clients. Thank you. Now, I'm sure there's lots to talk about between you and I.
Yes, ma'am.
Well then, shall we begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Garr. And hello everyone, welcome back to Black Dahlia. So, few days have passed and we don't have a whole lot of options, which have led us to Madame Cassandra. And I will just say that her maid, Dottie, I love her. She, half the time, in her acting in the scenes that we get at this point in this disc, She does not give a damn. I love it. I might just like take a pic and just like change my profile picture to just that instead of the boy from the beginning of the game. Anyway, Madame Cassandra's place, or Cassandra's place anyways, is a little bit weird because there's not a lot of camera angles for you to actually look at. Ultimately, you can go over here and then you get the option to leave, which is something that we haven't seen in a while. Or at all, really. But we're here in order to figure out what has happened to Pinsky, because Dennis Hopper just went up and left. He's gone. Where? We don't know.
Have you heard from Mr. Pensky? You mentioned in your letter that he'd been in touch with you.
Just an odd little note with no return address. It only just arrived. It said if I were to receive this message, he would be out of reach for some time, and that I was to contact you immediately on a matter of utmost importance. He didn't mention what that matter was.
How long ago was this?
I only just received his letter. I wrote you straight away. Walter wouldn't have sent me that message without good reason.
Are you and Mr. Pensky very close to one another?
Well, if anyone can be close to that stubborn old mule, I guess it's me.
Well, I'm sure he's fine. Wherever he is.
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of weird seeing Pearson with stubble, though. But I guess that's what happens when he has restless nights. He just doesn't keep very kept. It's also restless because he mentioned that the dreams had stopped. We can take a brief mention at the inventory right now and pick up on what we actually picked up with our last puzzle in the Raven Room, the Lizard Skin book. Unbeknownst to, well, anybody who is playing the game, this was the third talisman in order to pick up, the Wisdom of the Dragon. I can't really say that this game does a really good job at explaining that the talismans that you're picking up are these things. So now we successfully have all three talismans, which is the reason why our dreams have, I guess, technically stopped, even though the Raven's Feather was supposed to do just that on its own. What to do with them, we don't know, because Pensky's gone.
Mr. Pensky was supposed to help me with something that... Well, it may all sound a little strange.
There's nothing strange under the sun. There are only small minds with small views of the world around us.
Well, he had me find these three trinkets. A book, a feather, and this fang. There's some kind of magic charms that are supposed to... Well, they're to help me with some problems with these nightmares that I was having. He was going to show me how to use them. The darndest thing is, my nightmares have stopped. Only I hardly sleep at all now.
The talismans are only temporary measures. Walter understood that. He should, after all. That's what I taught him. The problem is that your aura is still branded. You must be cleansed.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Cassie, I just don't get what it is you're trying to tell me.
That's okay, Jim. Let me try to explain this to you in layman's terms. Your spirit has an energy which someone like me, someone with a trained eye, can see. That energy glows with a white light. With you, I see a black shadow surrounding that light. Someone has tried to invade your spirit. Those nightmares are merely symptoms. Your subconscious mind is much more powerful.
Whoa, you're losing me again.
Someone is attacking you through your dreams. The three talismans are keeping them at bay, but that's only temporary. You must use them against your tormentor if you wish to be free.
Okay. So how do I get this guy?
It is dangerous, but you must stop them at the source.
I don't care about the danger. I just want to get this guy.
I can put you in a trance. You can travel to your dream state and face the source of your nightmares.
No offense, ma'am, but this all sounds like a lot of hooey to me.
Right. Is it any crazier than the nightmares that have plagued you already?
I don't guess so.
Shall we begin?
Pearson, always straight as an arrow. So, guess there's no harm in doing it.
Now relax. Concentrate on the locket. Block everything else out. Concentrate, concentrate, concentrate.
So, you thought Disc 3 was weird enough with all of the dream sequences with the crazy German man branding you in the forehead. Well, it turns out that was literal. Now we get into a little bit more crazy stuff with, well, our next puzzle here. If I were to go ahead and spin around, one, we get skeletons, yes, thank you, as well as a creepy gargoyle guarding a door, which is actually our next puzzle. We'll briefly actually go into it now. So, here is what's technically happening with this door. We have a whole bunch of little cylinder things here that we can pull out of each of the columns beside the door. Our job is actually to rearrange these symbols in the correct order, but what do we know about the correct order at this point? Literally nothing. So, let's spin around again and take a look at this weird kind of optical illusion right in front of us, and step inside. This is a little bit of a mind-screwy place. You're gonna hear a lot of different things kind of talk to you and give you cryptic hints. And I'm gonna save you the trouble of actually going around in order to actually listen to each of these cryptic hints and actually show them all on screen so that I'm not going around and navigating all of these different places for you to kind of look at. Because it can get a little bit of an annoying really fast, let's just say that.
Chased itself by the star.
All it's really telling you is that certain things need to be in certain orders, and certain places, or certain sides of the column have specific symbols as well with them.
The star follows the keys.
It's all kind of like in a weird dreamscape, and I kind of want to give this sequence like the benefit of the doubt because it is a little bit screwy and a little bit weird. But to be completely honest, I honestly don't like it, especially with navigating it, because you can get turned around pretty quick.
Shield when the moon is falling. The keys are creatures at the base of all.
I'm looking for a very specific place where to go back up to. This is not
the keys are creatures of the sun.
Go back up here.
But only when she's dead.
Come on, I want out. There we go. It's really just this like pit of annoyance, pretty much. But you'll see that there is a whole lot of different hints that you are given in order to solve this puzzle. So in this case, okay. This is a little, honestly, well, actually not that dark in order to see it. But in some cases, if you wanted actually to get a little bit more light, you'll just have to do some moving around of the obvious symbols that you know where they're supposed to be. And some of them are easy to figure out what they're supposed to be, others not. For instance, you have this symbol over here, and then this symbol over here, and one of them is supposed to be a sun, and the other one is supposed to be a star, and you won't know which one is which until you actually switch the positions of where they're supposed to be. So, first things first, let's get this bird right at the bottom, because that is exactly where it's supposed to be. This serpent is supposed to be the third one from the top, and the key is supposed to be fourth from the bottom. The fish, on the other hand, is not on the left side at all. It's actually on the right side. Specifically, one fish is at the bottom. The shields, in this case, there are two shields. One of the shields is actually third on that side. And then I have a moon, which is only on the right side, it looks like, and it's supposed to be on the right side, second from the top. Then we have the serpent, and we have another serpent. This one is fourth from the bottom, and then we have a crown. Crown is second from the bottom. Then we have a key. Both keys are on the left side, so there is a key actually second from there, and the crown will be on top. So, what else do we need? Honestly, I can't remember every single time I do this puzzle. I don't know if this is the star or not, but I'll know eventually. This shield at the bottom here actually needs to be replaced with sun. And I'll know if that is in the right place or not when the puzzle is actually complete. And then there's the comet right here, which is actually going to be replaced with the shields. The shield is actually third from there. Then we have another bird. The bird is at the top. And the fish go there. And there we go. Okay, awesome. So that's that puzzle done. We never have to do it again. And now we're in this really weird place. We have no way of figuring out how to actually do this. So the best thing to do, other than like planet hopping until you have no ideas. These are planets, by the way, if the astrological signs are a giveaway. Let's just escape out of here with the escape key.
Thanks for your help.
You're quite welcome, Jim. I'm glad to help.
Cassandra is one of the biggest places that we're actually going to be returning to in this disc. Just for a couple puzzles, really. But let's try to get more information out of her. We can always be put into a trance again, but we have that second puzzle to contend with.
I was floating in the night sky. I was surrounded by colored spheres.
Like the stars and the planets?
I suppose so.
There must be a pattern. You need to find it. In astrology, the spheres are associated with any number of things. Colors, metals, numbers, even angels. Find the associations and you will be able to find your way through the spheres. Perhaps this will help.
What is it?
It's a book on astrology. It will help you see the patterns amongst the stars and planets.
Alright, so we get a book, and we get to learn about astrology. Isn't that wonderful? Horoscopes and whatnot. A lot of it is, well, if you feel the way you do about astrology, this is not going to change your mind. But it's still pretty well written and nice and coherent in order to figure out what it is, but I will just go into the important information that we're supposed to get from here. One is, of course, the symbols that are associated with each of the planets, including the moon and also Earth. You know that Earth had a symbol? Yeah, it's that cross inside of a circle. Right there. Then you have all the days that they're associated with, which is nice and good. The angels that are also connected to it, as well as the colors each of them have, the type of metal that they also have, as well as astrological numbers that are associated with. The two things that you need to focus on right now for that puzzle is the numbers and the symbols. So make sure you have that down, otherwise you just have to refer back to the book, because you always have access to it. Otherwise, there's not much left to do with Madame Cassandra. That's pretty much it. Which means that we can actually stop doing puzzles for a good amount of time in the disc and actually just kind of leave and get our first set of locations in order to go to. This is something familiar to me. We, of course, go back to Sullivan's office. We can go back to the psychic parlor to talk to Cassandra, and the FBI office. I think we've done enough weird kind of hocus pocus for Pearson at this point, so we're going to take a rest here. And next time, we're either going to go back and fill in Sullivan with everything that we've done over the last couple days anyways, or go see our pal Dick. Maybe both. Who knows? See you next time, everyone.